Alright, what's happening? I know it's been a couple weeks again. It's so hard to find time to get shit like this done when it's such a low priority. Had a lot of shit going on. Had to go down to Florida. Just got back, had to work a full week. This is my only day off and I'm working 5 mornings because I've accepted 2 overtime shifts again. And then I'm going back down to Florida and these drives are long. This is something to edit while I'm driving. Of course, I won't be driving the whole time, kind of switch back and forth. This is just something to do, and god damn it, if this has not made me realize that I need a new setup, I don't know what will. I am borrowing my sister's little ring light here. I don't have my big one anymore. My tripod is standing on an office chair and a trash can. So I've definitely downgraded in terms of just a setup, but I think it works. Do you like my fucking cup? I got it from Target. So a while ago, I got a message from a guy on Facebook asking if he could send me some shit and I just make a video for it. At least I think that's how the exchange went. I haven't looked at the messages in a while. Maybe it was more like he asked if he could just send me some shit and I told him I would make a video for it. Probably more like that. I don't exactly remember. Anyway, this is the guy who runs Triumphant Cadaver, the label, which has put out a bunch of shit, mainly black metal, mostly cassettes. So let me run you through some of this shit. A couple of the things he sent, I assume, have no relation to his label. I think he just sent some extra shit. But I'll run through them in the order I have them here and I'll sort of explain as I go along. But first, here's what we're listening to. This is Forever Grey. I do not know how to describe what this is. It's like electronic sort of, I don't know. It's like electronic music, very deep vocals. It's a lot of fun, very, very catchy, very dark. I like it. Here's the first thing here. This is Moon Labyrinth with Lair of the Witch. So if you're not familiar with Moon Labyrinth, it is a 2-piece project. One of the guys, I think the vocalist is from Australia, and the other guy is from the United States somewhere. I'm not familiar with any of the projects either of these other guys are involved in. Though I was, and this is actually, I think, the only thing that I'm going to show you that I was actually familiar with. And that's because Dark Adversary did the CD press of this. So I had heard it when Dark Adversary had put it up on YouTube. I listened to it, and this shit is fucking awesome. This is the only thing that this project has done so far. It's a full-length album that came out last year. And I really love this. It's very creepy. And I think you'll get that right off the bat with the intro. The intro is just very calm and creepy before it goes into the actual first song on the album. And musically it is very, it's raw. It's not like that sort of just TV static raw, but it is raw. It's very guitar driven, and there's a lot of really good riffs on this one, especially, it's like the second riff on the first actual song or something like that. It's fucking just fantastic. The vocals are like wretched and they sound very distant, which I like that shit a lot too. The penultimate song on this one is really cool too. It's kind of like dungeon synth, which with like these throaty singing vocals in the background, sort of trading off with these like higher wretches, which are even further in the distance than they are on the black metal tracks. And that goes into the final song on the album, which is probably the fastest song on the album. It's fucking awesome, man. But the album cover is really, really cool. I'm sure you've already seen it, but there's what it looks like. I'll take out the tape. So there's one of the guys right there. Anyway, there's what it looks like folded all the way out. And here's the other side, 2 band members and track listing there. Yeah, really, really fucking nice, man. So if you like very, very dark, like almost atmospheric black metal, look no further, man. Moon Labyrinth is awesome, and I am gonna add some clips in with all this shit. So that's a Lair of the Witch. And I have it in my head here to sort of just change up styles in between each thing that I show here. So this is a pretty good example of that. This is the Threats with Saboteur. This for me is kind of tough to talk about because I'm not that familiar with this style of music. I looked it up. This band is from Atlanta, and it's described on Discogs as melodic hardcore. I don't know anything about hardcore style music. There's a couple bands that I would say that I like, but I think people who are a fan of this would probably hear what I would say and be like, motherfucker, that is not hardcore. So I don't know. It's kind of like the random fucking Momo on the street telling you what they think black metal is. They probably just don't know. So you can see I'm not going to talk much about the music because, like I said, I don't really know how to describe it, though I do really like this. It is, I would say, melodic hardcore is probably the best definition I could think to come up with, but again, I don't really know. But this style of shit is really fun. It's very fast. I like the sort of shouted vocals, which is kind of like a trademark for the sort of hardcore style of music that I think of. I'm not sure about the album cover, but you know, I don't know, whatever. This one actually is not listed on Discogs, the tape version anyways. And another disclaimer, this is not on Triumphant Cadaver. I got a message from the guy sort of explaining to me that some of the shit that he had sent me is from Antiliv Productins, which is his girlfriend's label, I guess. And she focuses more on like the punky hardcore style stuff. But he said that she'll kind of release anything that she thinks sort of fits the catalog, I guess, of her label. So whatever. I think it's cool. I like this a lot. Like I said, it's very weird. It's not normally my style of music, but pink tape, which is cool. J-car folds out, looks like this. There's the band right there. Also got sent a patch from Antiliv, which the pink kind of reminded me of that. That's what it looks like. But yeah, if you're open-minded, you like hardcore, you like high-energy music, this one has a great drum performance on it. Really fucking cool stuff, man. Check that one out. That's the Threats with Saboteur. Alright, next up we have this one. This is Liksminke with Det Onde Tjernet. This band is from Norway, and this is actually a 2019 album, and I would say that this is probably my favorite thing that I was sent. I would kind of describe this as like fast, almost like heavy black metal. It's just one guy, but it's a big sound. I don't know, like I said, heavy black metal seems to be what comes to mind when I hear this. The vocals are also very cool, very retched and reverbed, which I'm a sucker for shit like that as it is. I think this one was limited to 50 copies from what I remember. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I don't know, man. It's kind of hard to talk about this because it's hard to sort of describe something that sounds different by using the same sort of qualifiers as other things that don't sound anything like it. Because like I would say that this is sort of like feral sounding, but I've said that before about shit that sounds totally different. So that's why I'm not really a reviewer, and he told me not to try and review these things, just do my thing, and that's what I'm doing, failing. Here's the J card, very fucking nice. There's the band name, and that's the band name and the album title right there. On the inside you have a picture of the one man behind this project, who is, fuck, whatever that says. And here's the tape right here. I would say out of everything I'm going to talk about today, just like this is probably my favorite. Really fucking good, very fast, mean black metal. I like shit like that. Check it out, man. That's Liksminke. Alright, here's what I'm gonna have some trouble with pronouncing the name of. I don't know. I couldn't fucking even begin. It's like Psuchagogoi. No. This one's called Ominous Forest. It came out last year in 2018, and this one is fucking fantastic. This is a really, really cool balance between like dark ambient and black metal, but it leans a lot more like dark ambient. There's very little that resembles actual black metal on this. It's very calm. The only sort of hints you get at black metal sort of come in like little parts of a song, and it sounds very distant. The vocals are kind of the only thing that really, really would qualify it as like black metal. But like I said, it comes like intermittent to like ambient passages, but it's very dark and it's very fucking cool. I love the intro to this one. It's like very pretty piano intro. I don't know how to describe it. I guess it's just sort of like dark ambient. The vocals are pretty sparsely spread out throughout the album. There's not much, but I tell you what, man, if there's one thing that this has, it is a pitch black atmosphere, and it's fantastic. I really love this one. So you got a white tape. I don't know what the limitation is, maybe like 50 again, kind of like a couple of the other ones. The J card looks like this, and on the other side you just have like a, I guess it's a little poem. It says, a winter's dusk upon a wistful abyss, ashes scatter upon the damp forest floor, the landscape becomes you, the trees are still, for this moment of sorrow. A new journey awaits, enter earth, cold as the damp earth of the murky river bed. Eyes closed, wander forth into the dense caliginous fog, the last and darkest night you'll ever see. So this is another one that I would say is like among my favorites here. And I think this one is probably just, if nothing else, worth it for the atmosphere alone. It's so fucking cool. So, yep, there's the album cover if I didn't show it before. I'm not gonna try to pronounce this shit again, but this one's called Ominous Forest. Check it out. Okay, here's another one through Antiliv, and this is the last tape I'm going to show you. And there's actually just no cassette version through any label listed on Discogs. But this is Ugly Animals by Retox. So this was originally put out through 31G, and the only reason I know anything about 31G is because some of the early cattle decapitation shit, Human Jerky and Homivore, were put out through 31G. And doing a little bit of looking into what Retox is, Gabe Serbian is actually the vocalist, and Gabe Serbian was the original vocalist of Cattle Decapitation. That's the only thing I know about this. Besides that, I've listened to it, obviously. The songs are very short, they're very fast, high energy. I guess sort of more resembling something like The Threats than anything else I've talked about. But this is also different than that. I like The Threats quite a bit more than this. But this was originally released in 2011. And yeah, I don't know. That's about all I have to say about this one. It's fast, high energy, shouty vocals again. That's what the inside looks like. You get it, white cassette. Yeah, not exactly my thing. I don't really like super short songs in any genre. I guess something like this, it probably suits it pretty well, but it's just not exactly my thing. Though if you do like really fast, aggressive, like punk rock music, this is probably up your alley, so check it out. Ugly Animals, Retox. One other thing, I totally fucking forgot about this. I can't talk about this because I literally have no clue. I don't know either of these bands, and I forgot that he sent me this, but it doesn't have to do with his label, so I think it's okay. This is a split put out through Blood Harvest, which I did a video for like 3 or 4 videos back last November. This is a split between Tapos Nomos and Erdun. I don't know. It says you will succumb to rot and decay, which I believe. I don't know. I completely forgot about this. I can't talk about it. Sorry, brah. Alright, so this is the last piece of music that I'm actually going to talk about in this one. This is the only 7-inch that he sent me. And this is Knivad or Knivad or something like that. You can see how it's spelled right up there. So this is a band from Sweden, and I guess this is kind of also described as like sort of crust punk. And this was released in 2018. This is not the only release from this band, though it is the only thing I've ever heard. Again, I'm not really familiar with that style of music, though this is really, really fucking good. I like this one a lot. The first song specifically, because in the first song you basically get the idea. It's very fast, it's very mean, it is very noisy. What I like about the first song is somewhere like halfway through the song, this sort of like melodic guitar is sort of like just sort of looming in the background of the song. And it's really cool because it's sort of a stark contrast between all the noisy shit that's going on in the foreground. Yeah, by the way, this is called, I don't know, Markt for Livet. No fucking clue, dude. That's what the back cover looks like right there. This is number 46 out of 100, put out through Antiliv. It is just a black vinyl. And you get the lyrics on the inside. Lyrics that are Swedish. I can't fucking read it, but I like that. That's pretty cool. Finally, I'm gonna talk about a zine that I was sent over from the guy who runs Triumphant Cadaver. This is Cloven Hoof, Volume 2. This shit is absolutely fucking gorgeous. So like any zine, of course, there is, you know, interviews, reviews, shit like that, like sort of promotions for things. What I'm more impressed with, honestly, is just how well done this is. I'm not gonna run you through every page or anything crazy like that, but like all of the art on the inside, it's a very thick book. Sort of introduction there, all the bands that are discussed here. Shit like that, you know. Going through this, there's a bunch of shit I've never heard of, though I am a fan of Fatherland, so you know, I do know that, but a lot of this shit is just very in-depth interviews, reviews. It's gorgeous, man. It's really, really well done. I guarantee you a lot of fucking energy went into this. Apparently he does another zine that goes by, or it's called like Raw War. I haven't seen that, and I know that he's working on the 3rd edition of this, which he says is going to be Mexican only, like Mexican bands only, which that's going to be really cool, because I'm largely unfamiliar with a lot of like Mexican black metal bands. This is gorgeous. Like, this is super fucking impressive. Yeah, I don't know. I know this is a couple years old now. This one came out in 2016, but this is super fucking nice. I'm going to have to read through this some more. Honestly, I just have not had time. I've had very few weekends in the past 4 months, so yeah, that's it. I'm gonna wrap this up. I hope you guys enjoyed. I'm gonna have a bunch of links in the description. Look through them all, read everything, like Facebook pages, buy shit, all of that, because it supports a good label and a cool dude as well. So thanks for sticking around, and we'll be back soon with some more bullshit, guys. Later.